Okay. Good morning, children. How are you doing? Doing good. Okay, very good. Today again we will do our social lesson. We will do social lesson. Okay? We will do social lesson. So, in the last classes we were discussing about Democratic Republic of Congo, isn't it? What did we discuss? The lesson Democratic Republic of Congo, isn't it? Democratic Republic of Congo, also called as land of dense forest. Land of dense forest, isn't it? We discussed in this way. Land of dense forest. That means we were discussing about the equatorial type of climate. What type of climate we were discussing? We were discussing equatorial type of climate. So, for studying this equatorial type of climate, which comes and we can also tell as a torrid zone, which comes under torrid zone. So, for studying that type of climate, they have chosen Democratic Republic of Congo to study, isn't it? So now, when we are learning about a particular country, then we must know everything regarding that country. So, in order to learn everything about that country, we studied about the climate of that country, we studied about the vegetation of that country, we studied about the wildlife of that country. So, in that way, putting separate side headings, we were learning about all these things. So, today, we will learn about the natural resources of that country. What we will learn today? Natural resources. Now, what do you mean by natural resources? Natural resources means the things which are available in nature. The things that are not made by you or me. So, they are available in nature. For example, you take air, you can take water, you can take soil. All these are natural resources. In addition to these, there are some other resources which we can take out from the earth's crust and can use it for our development. We can use it for our development. So in that way, this country, this Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, is very rich in mineral resources. DRC is rich in mineral resources. It is having lot of mineral resources. Lot of this type of resources it is having. Mineral resources. Coal, iron ore, bauxite, many other things. Radium, cadmium, many other things. It is having many natural resources like coal, iron ore, bauxite, radium, uranium, magnesium, zinc, silver, gold, diamond like that, tin, cadmium. So in that way, it is having lots and lots of resources of all these things. So these are the resources that are found in this country, and it has lots and lots of deposits of these minerals. For example, you take zinc. Zinc is also required by our body in small quantity. This mineral zinc is required by human body also in very little quantity. So our body does not have the capacity to store with zinc. So we have to eat zinc supplement a little bit always. For example, if you take date palm, khajura. If you eat that one too daily, you will get that component zinc. So in that way, these are all what? These are chemical elements. These different minerals, these are all chemical elements, and they are mixed with other minerals to form an alloy. So, 65% of world's reserved cobalt is found in this country. So, it is rich in many mineral resources, and 65% of world's reserve of cobalt. World largest reserve of cobalt is found here. Is found in this country. You understand? 65% of the world's cobalt in there. 65%. You see, the world's cobalt is found here. This is also a mineral that is added to another minerals to form an alloy. So when this is added with another minerals, it becomes a very strong alloy, and that alloy cannot be broken. For example, if you take gold they say 91.6 purity, isn't it? 91.6 purity is what? Out of 100 grams, 91.6 is gold. The remaining grams is another mineral they add. Because pure gold you cannot get an ornament. They have to be some other mineral. That is, they add some copper or something like that to get the ornament. So in that way, gold added with another mineral, it becomes an alloy. 2 or 3 minerals are added, they become alloys. So in that way, gold is an alloy. You understand? So, sorry, 1 or 2 minerals if you add, it becomes an alloy. So gold also, you should add a small percentage to the gold to make an ornament. So in this way, there are number of minerals that are found in this country, and it is a rich sources of minerals. And moreover, cobalt, 65% of world's reserves of cobalt are found here. So now, next, natural resources. As this country is having a lot of natural resources, what is happening? This made the European countries get attracted. Now, they are having natural resources. Sometimes having natural resources becomes a blessing or a curse. Blessing means wow, isn't it? In Telugu it is called as a blessing by God. Curse means it becomes a curse and a శాపం అంటారు తెలుగులో, isn't it? So in that way, sometimes having so many minerals may be a blessing or a curse. So blessing means in the sense they are having minerals. Curse means when they were having so much of mineral resources in their country, these European countries came and started ruling this DRC. Do you understand? So when they started using the DRC, they were taking out all the minerals from their country to their country and developing their country. They were not developing any industries here. So, even though this became independent, DRC became independent, it was not able to use its resources. Even though this country became independent, it was not able to use the resources. Why? Because the industries were not developed there. Even though it became independent, it was not able to use the resources. Even though it was having lot of resources, it couldn't use it because there were no industries developed. So, even after independence, they had to send these, or they have to get these resources exported. They have to send it to other countries. You understand? So in that way, they were using some in their industrial units, they were using agricultural products. In the industrial units, so in their industrial units, they were using they were using agricultural products as raw material. So in their industrial units, what were they using? They were using agricultural products as raw material. Agricultural products as raw material. Now what do you mean by raw material? When I say raw material, for example, there is iron and steel industry is there. Iron and steel industry, what is iron and steel is the name. So what is the raw material? Iron and steel must be the raw material. Cotton textile industry, if I say cotton, so cotton must be the raw material. If there is no cotton, how can produce anything? Isn't it? For example, gold workshop is there. You want to make some ornament of gold. Unless you give the gold, will that man be able to make any ornament for you? No. So that is raw material there is gold. In that way, they were using these agricultural products such as shoes and textiles. So, consumer goods such as shoes and textiles were manufactured in some big cities. Are manufactured in big cities like Kinshasa and Lubumbashi. So Kinshasa, what is this one? This is the capital city. In addition to capital cities, there is another city called as Lubumbashi. So here, these consumer goods were produced in these places. So this is about the natural resources of DRC. So this is about the natural resources of DRC. Now we have learned about the natural resources of DRC. Now let us go to the agriculture of DRC. Now let us go to the agriculture. So let us learn agriculture now. Now what do you mean by agriculture? Growing crops. Isn't it? Every country will need food. Yes or no? So they have to grow some crops. So these people also, they cleared some forests and they started doing cultivation. They cleared the forest. Some parts of forest area, and they started cultivation. Isn't it? So, doing cultivation, what they were doing? They were growing some types of crops like cassava. They were growing crops like cassava, jowar, and rice. They were growing cassava, jowar and rice. So now, what do you mean by cassava? Cassava is the staple diet of the people. What is our staple diet? Our staple diet is rice. Our staple diet. So, agriculture is the next thing we must learn in this lesson. They cleared the forest and started cultivation, and the food that were growing were cassava, jowar and rice. So, cassava is the staple diet. Now, what do you mean by cassava? Cassava ante Karakandalam dumpa. Have you seen that one? Brown color big one, isn't it? Root. That's the main diet of these people here. So, they were growing cassava, jowar and rice. In addition to these, they were also growing coffee, cocoa, cotton, rubber, etc. Now, what are all these? These are said to be the cash crops. These are said to be the food crops. Now, these are food crops. These are cash crops. Cash crops means they sell these products and get money. These also are called as food crops, can be cash crops also, because these also you can sell. Whereas cash crops cannot be food crops, isn't it? You cannot make cotton as your staple diet, can you? No. Indians, what is the staple diet of people who are in India? Our staple diet is rice in South India and wheat in North India, isn't it? So in that way, this is about the agriculture of the people here. What do? They have started, they cleared the forest, they started cultivation, they were growing crops like cassava, jowar and rice. They were also growing coffee, cocoa, rubber, all these they were growing. And they used to do, and they are exporting also. They are exporting all these to other countries also, and do fishing. Fishing is also one of the occupations. They do fishing in lakes and rivers. So where do they do fishing? They do fishing in the lakes and rivers. So this is about the agriculture of the people. Now let us learn about the people. How are the people there? So let us learn about the people. People of that country. So in the people, now when we are talking about the people, this country has low level of population. Low level of population is there, and these people mostly they live in villages. In the highlands. They live in villages in highlands. Live in villages and in highlands. Highlands and elevated lands like plateaus near the east along the river. They have to live along the riverside. Along the riverside. Why? Because if they are near the riverside, what will happen? Easy availability of water. Isn't it? They have water facility easily. So they live along the riverside also. Mostly they live in villages. Only 30% of the population, 30% of the population live in cities. 30% of population live in cities. Do you understand? 30% live in cities. So these 30% who are living in cities, they live in houses, they live in apartments, and they use cars. Maximum people. So mostly the people, the population is very low here, level like a very less population is here. They live in villages and in highlands along the riverside. Why they live along the riverside means because there is easy availability of water. Water facility will be there. So and 30% of the population live in cities and they live in houses and live in apartments, they use cars. And most of the population lives in crowded, unhealthy conditions and in slums. Most people live in crowded, most people live in crowded, unhealthy conditions. They live in crowded, unhealthy conditions. Unhealthy conditions. That is in slums. Now, do you know which is the largest slum in India? Slum area, do you know? In India, in Mumbai, Dharavi. This is the largest slum area in India. Not only in India, in Asia. It's biggest slum where so many people live in one room. Very small 10 by 10 room. Nearly 8 to 10 persons live. So because of this, our COVID situation, that this disease is spreading fast in those areas because how can they maintain social distancing in such a small place? So in that way, most people live in crowded, unhealthy conditions in slums. So now, here, villages. Now where do these villages live? Villages live in thatched houses. Thatched houses, that is huts. You know the roof will be made of leaves. So those type of houses are called as thatched houses. So villages live in thatched houses and they live in separate tribes or groups. They live in thatched houses in groups, in tribes, in separate tribes or groups. Each tribe has its own customs, own beliefs. It will have its own customs. So these people, villages, they live in thatched houses, in tribes or groups. They follow their own customs. Each tribe will have its own customs. So there are nearly 200 tribes here. How many types of tribes are found here? Nearly 200 types of tribes are found here. You understand? So in this way, these villages live in thatched houses, they live in tribes or groups, and they follow their own customs. Each tribe has its own customs. And nearly there are 200 types of tribes found here. The main now here is the Bantu people or the Bantu tribe forms the majority of the population. Bantu tribe. Bantu tribe forms the majority of the population. So the majority of population is Bantu tribe. So this Bantu tribe forms the majority of the population, and they are tall and have curly hair. They are tall, the people are tall and have curly hair. Now, have you seen Negroes anytime? So these are the Negroes, the inhabitants, they are Negroes. Black people, they call them black people also. So these are Negroes here. So the Bantu tribe forms majority of the population here. Then they are tall and they have curly hair. Bantu language. What do they speak? They speak their language. They speak Bantu language. They speak Bantu language. So they speak Bantu language and they have their own traditional lifestyle. Their own traditional lifestyle they follow. Their traditional lifestyle. They have their own traditional lifestyle. Traditional lifestyle means they follow their own traditional and religion. Traditional lifestyle they have. They enjoy the music. They sing songs. They sing songs. They enjoy the music. They sing songs. They enjoy the music. They enjoy the music. And on special occasions they wear very colorful dresses. So on special occasions they wear colorful dresses. They wear colorful dresses. So on special occasions they wear colorful dresses, isn't it? So the Bantu tribe is the tribe that is found. Majority of people are the Bantu people here. They follow the traditional style. They they have tall and have curly hair. They follow the traditional lifestyle. They sing songs. They enjoy the music. On special occasions, they wear colorful dresses. They wear colorful dresses. Now, the Pygmies are called the original inhabitants of this place. Pygmies. Now these Pygmies, Pygmies are the original inhabitants. These Pygmies are the original inhabitants of this country. Now these people are short. They are short. 150 centimeters tall. They are very short people. They are 150 centimeters tall. Now when these Europeans came to this country to rule, they drove away these people into the forest. So these Pygmies were driven away into the forest by these Europeans. So these Pygmies, they used to gather food and collect food and they used to lead their life. Still, many Pygmies, even though these are gone, Europeans gone away, these Pygmies are still in the living in the Italian forest. They are still in the Italian forest and still they are gathering and hunting food. So they are not the permanent settlers. Still they are living in this forest and still they are continuing hunting and gathering of the food and they are still living a very primitive life. They still lead a very primitive life and a very old method of living. Primitive life. Old method of living how? Still hunting and gathering food. Now we have permanent settlements, no? How are we leading? We are leading a nice, decent, modern life. But these people are still living in the forest and still they are hunting and gathering the food and they are still leading a very old life known as primitive life. So this is about the people of the DRC. So you have learned everything regarding the people of DRC. What do they do? What do they speak? How are they? They are tall with curly hair. Another original inhabitants are Pygmies. Original inhabitants, original permanent settlers are Pygmies. They were driven away into the forest by the Europeans. So in that way they are living a very primitive life. So this is about the people of DRC. Now we will learn about the transport system of DRC. Let us learn about the transport. Let us learn about the transport of DRC. Now transport roads and rail and roads connect cities. Transport means rail and roads, they connect the cities. Isn't it? Roads and rails connect the cities. This transport is not well developed here. Transport is not so well developed in this country. say transport is not well developed here. There are some rails and roads that connecting the cities, and moreover they are using rivers for their transport. So Congo River is the major mode of transport, I told you, because Congo River is present in that country, so it helps in the acts as a mode of transport for the people who are living in this country. So this is about the Republic of Congo. We have learned about this Republic of Congo. I have learned everything regarding this country. To learn the equatorial type of climate, this country has been chosen. So we learned everything regarding this country. We learned about the climate of the country. We learned about the vegetation, forests, wildlife. Next, we learned about the natural resources. Then we learned about agriculture. Then the people, how are the people there. And then we learned about the transport also. This is all about the Democratic Republic of Congo. So with this we are finishing this lesson. Hope you all understand and enjoy this lesson. So if you want to know, learn this or go through this video number of times so that you can understand, so that you can even be able to pronounce how the teacher is pronouncing, isn't it? So till then, goodbye, have a good day.